Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, American killed in Trelawney car crash. An American man lost his life in a motor vehicle crash in Trelawney on Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as 42-year-old Evans Hypolite of a Florida address. Reports are that about 3:30 a.m., the driver of a Toyota Probox motor car was proceeding westward along Kerry Park Main Road when, upon reaching the vicinity of Kerry Park Crossroad, it is alleged that the driver lost the control of the vehicle while negotiating a corner and slammed into a bus stop. The American man, who was a passenger in the vehicle, sustained the injuries and was taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Trelawney police are investigating. 626 people killed up to July 13. The Jamaica Constabulary Force says 24 people were killed over the 7-day period of July 6 to 13. The crime statistics show that as of July 13, the country recorded 626 homicides, up from 602 on July 6. It also indicated that prior to and after Hurricane Beryl, 20 people were murdered between June 29 and July 6. According to the latest murder figures, this category of crime has declined by 14% year-on-year when compared with a similar period in 2023. As of July 13, some 103 fewer homicides were committed across Jamaica. The St. James Police Division recorded a triple murder last week, pushing total homicides to 78, leading all 19 police divisions. Westmoreland 59, St. Andrews South 52, St. Catherine North 46, and Kingston Eastern with 37 murders round out the top 5 divisions, recording the most homicides. Across all divisions, shootings have decreased by 1%, injured persons decreased by 5%, rape down 32%, robbery down 15%, and break-ins down 7%. Man shot and killed outside a St. Mary bar. A 23-year-old man was gunned down by a group of armed men in Galena, St. Mary last Wednesday. He has been identified as Zeraldo Deer of a Kingston address. The police report that the attack took place about 10:15 p.m. as Deer sat outside a bar on the Lighthouse Main Road. The gunman approached and opened fire, hitting him several times. He ran to a nearby yard where he collapsed. Residents who heard the explosions called the police, who later arrived to see Deer face down on the ground with gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was taken to the Port Maria Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police found 18 9mm spent casings, 6 expended bullets, and 2 live rounds on the scene. According to the news sources, Deer had been on the police's radar. He was previously picked up in a section of St. Mary and sent back to Kingston, where he had been named as a person of interest. The Port Maria Criminal Investigations Branch is investigating his murder. Man killed in West Prospect in Bog Walk. A man was shot and killed in his community in West Prospect, Bog Walk, St. Catherine on Sunday. Dead is a 32-year-old David Archer, otherwise called Diddy Frass, of Bent Line District. No motive has been established by the police in Archer's murder. They say operatives are still searching for his attackers. It is reported that about 1 p.m., explosions were heard in the community and the Bog Walk police were called. On arrival, Archer was found at the side of a road in the community in blood and suffering from gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was taken to the Linstead Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The matter is being investigated by Bog Walk Criminal Investigation Branch. Police probing robbery and abduction of supermarket operators in Clarendon. The police say they are not any closer to finding the hoodlums who robbed a supermarket and abducted 2 Chinese nationals in Spalding, Clarendon on Sunday afternoon. The police say the individuals were not physically harmed. No patron was robbed or harmed during the incident. It was reported that the 5 armed men posing as customers brandished guns and robbed the operators of the supermarket of an undisclosed sum of money. Upon leaving, they abducted 2 of the Chinese operators of the business, but later released them in Baileyston, Clarendon. Westmoreland police get high marks for reducing crime and strong security in aftermath of burial. A breath of fresh air is how many residents of Westmoreland are describing the efforts of the police in the parish. Business operators and residents are saying they now feel safer in communities where they have not felt safe for a long while. Mr. Fred left my house, but everywhere you walk a Green Hill now you see police. Joyce Spence, a resident of the troubled community, told the news. Grange Hill was a hotbed of criminal activity earlier this year, with 5 people fatally shot in less than 72 hours in March. Weeks later, 16-year-old Grange Hill High School student Carson Barrett was killed in the community, and a female schoolmate left nursing gunshot wounds as the police struggled to stem what was labeled gang violence. But in recent weeks, the area has quieted down, with the police establishing a strong presence in the space and seizing a number of illegal weapons. Now, in addition to Spence, residents in the downtown Savannah-Lamar and the Negril environs are singing the praise of the Westmoreland police. I felt their presence before, during and after the storm, Keith Forbes, resident of Savannah-Lamar, told the news. Especially after the storm, every minute an ex-police drive past my gate, added Forbes. During his report to the monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation Thursday, head of the Westmoreland Police, Superintendent Othniel Dobson, stated that murders are down in the parish since the start of this year, with the official Jamaica Constabulary Force statistics reporting 57 murders in the parish up to July 6, down from 65 for the same period last year. Dobson told the meeting that many members of the JCF have received superior training, thus the fight for crime, while still ongoing, is now more effective. He added, "The wanted men, we are sending a warning. When we come for you, do not challenge the police, because in most cases, you can see that superior training will win. So just come willingly and be brought before the courts." Dobson also claimed that incidents of robberies and rape are also showing lower figures than the previous year. However, he underscored that the rape cases usually involve individuals close to the families, and pleaded with the residents to be mindful of who they are leaving their children with. "We hope to partner with the councillors and other stakeholders in reviving the police youth clubs and the neighborhood watch to help with crime prevention," said Dobson. Turning to Hurricane Beryl, which impacted Jamaica just over 1 week ago, Dobson said work on clearing the roadways began at 11 p.m. on July 3, after the worst of the system had passed. He said the continuous efforts of the police, with assistance from the Westmoreland Fire Brigade, members of the Jamaica Defense Force, and the residents, ensured that some of the major roadways were cleared by end of day July 4. "I wanted to commend you," Councillor Julian Chang of the People's National Party, Savannah-Lamar Division, told Dobson during Thursday's meeting. "Usually during storms, you have lots of burglary. This time around there were minimal reports," said Chang. Kensington Primary breached the rights of students denied access due to dreadlocked hair, appeal court rules. The Court of Appeal on Monday ruled that Kensington Primary had breached the constitutional rights of a female student who was denied access in 2018 after failing to trim her dreadlocked hair. Outgoing President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Patrick Brooks, in handing down the decision, said it is declared that the Board of Management of Kensington Primary on the wearing of dreadlocks hairstyle has breached the following rights as they related to ZV's rights. The judge noted that the child's right to freedom of expression and the right to equitable treatment by a public authority in the exercise of any function were violated. The landmark decisions overturned in part a 2020 decision of the Supreme Court that the school's policy did not breach the child's constitutional rights. The school had justified its position on the basis that it found that the hairstyle harbored lice and the jungle infestation, and threatened to withdraw their child's admission if the then 5-year-old student's hairstyle remained. But the student's parents, Dale and Shireen Virgo, who refused to cut their daughter's hair, instead filed a lawsuit against the school's board, the Education Ministry, and the Attorney General, arguing that the child's constitutional rights had been breached. But Justice Sonia Bertram-Linton, Evan Brown, and Nicole Simmons ruled that Kensington Primary School did not breach the child's constitutional rights when it denied her access. The court had also ruled that Dale, who was listed as the first claimant, had no right or capacity to bring the claim, a decision which the appellate court upheld. The claimants, however, had sought a number of orders from the court, including a declaration that the contentious grooming policy, excluding dreadlocks, was unconstitutional and breached the claimants' rights to freedom of expression, equality before the law, freedom from discrimination on the grounds of race, place of origin, social class, color, religion, or political opinions, among other reasons. But the Court of Appeal judges in their ruling had indicated that the matter was not about religious rights and freedoms, but self-expression. In the meantime, attorney-at-law Isaac Buchanan, who had represented the Virgos in the lower court and was the instructing counsel in the case at hand, has hailed the case as a victory for the entire Jamaica, while emphasizing that the court got it right. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.